Welcome in, everyone. We are so glad you're here for today's exploration into the source material because I have to say, this one is genuinely mind-blowing.
Oh, absolutely. It's pretty incredible.
Right. So I want you to imagine this for a second. You are over 60 years old, and you get this 5-minute phone call.
Just 5 minutes.
Literally 5 minutes. And in that call, your 30-year marriage officially ends.
Wow.
It's August 2022. You suddenly find yourself technically homeless, no car, just sleeping on a couch with like 1 week's worth of clothes.
Most people would just, completely give up at that point.
Exactly. You'd think the story ends there. But what if I told you that by the end of that very same year, she had filmed 2 documentaries and moved into her dream home?
It's almost hard to believe.
And wait, it gets better. Recently, in May 2026, she actually earned her college degree 4 decades after she originally started it.
That is just phenomenal.
Right. So today, we are diving into exactly how that happens. Our source material is this incredible, powerful guide by Sondra Louise called The Life After the Comma Reset Kit.
It's such a great title.
It really is. And the whole mission today is to decode her blueprint for turning these devastating life endings into powerful pauses, the commas, before you write the next sentence.
Yeah, and that's the thing about a comma, right? A period stops the thought entirely. But a comma, it demands a pause. You take a breath, but it implies that there is more to the sentence.
I love that.
And what's really important to establish right away is that this isn't just like a survival story. This kit is a masterclass in synthesis, resilience, and the active mechanics of starting over.
Okay, let's unpack this, because to actually begin a reset, you can't just, sprint forward and hope for the best.
Right, you have to figure out where you are first.
Exactly. It's exactly like a smartphone GPS.
Yeah.
Like you can type in your ultimate dream destination all day long.
Yeah.
But if the app cannot pinpoint your current location, it physically cannot generate a route.
That is such a perfect analogy. And that's actually day 1 of her kit, this concept of you are here.
The mall map thing, right?
Yes. She uses this analogy of looking at a directory map in a huge shopping mall. Before you can figure out how to get to your favorite store, you have to find that little red star that says, you are here.
You just have to admit where you're standing.
Exactly. You have to acknowledge your emotional and practical location, and you have to do it without any shame.
Right, which is so hard to do.
Yeah.
But once you find that starting point, you can't just take off, because you're probably carrying a ton of baggage.
Oh, inevitably.
Day 2 gets into forgiveness as capacity building. She talks about trying to board an airplane with baggage that is just way too heavy.
Like literally overweight luggage.
Yeah, it delays the takeoff, and it limits how high the plane can actually go.
What's fascinating here is how she frames forgiveness. She doesn't talk about it as letting the other person off the hook.
Right, that's what we usually think it means.
Exactly. But she says it's about making room in your own heart. She references this biblical principle of the measure you use. Basically, the same emotional container you are using to hold on to bitterness is the container you need to receive new blessings. So if it's full of anger, you literally have no capacity for anything else.
You have to drop the bags to make room.
Precisely.
Okay, so you've located yourself, you've dropped the heavy baggage. Now what? Counterintuitively, she says you don't look obsessively inward.
You look outward.
Right. But, I have to push back a little bit here. Wait, if you're technically homeless and grieving, isn't serving others a fast track to absolute burnout?
It sounds like it would be, right?
Yeah.
But she makes this brilliant distinction between an obligation and a life-giving assignment.
Oh, interesting.
Serving while you're healing actually gets you out of your own mind. It reminds you that purpose still flows through you.
And she really lived this out. She's sleeping on her aunt's couch, living out of a suitcase, but she's still going out and ministering to the transient community.
Well, she's essentially transient herself.
Yes. And there's this one story she tells that just hit me so hard. She was frustrated because her aunt's house was being remodeled. She had no privacy, and she just wanted a quiet place to read.
Just a little bit of personal space.
Exactly. And she asks this young, unhoused man what he wants most in the world. And he says he just wants some place to close the door.
Wow.
Right. And she says it gave her this massive reality check. She realized, wait, I have family support. I have a safe place. I actually have a door to close at my aunt's house.
That perspective shift is huge because serving him opened her eyes to what she actually still had.
Right. And here's where it gets really interesting. Because she was in that mindset, she started noticing all these tiny random opportunities. She didn't have a master plan.
Just following the breadcrumbs.
Yes. Listen to this timeline from August 2022. Monday, the 30-year marriage ends on a phone call.
Okay.
Tuesday, someone randomly mentions Haiti to her. Wednesday, she's on her computer.
Yeah.
And this old video she made about Hurricane Matthew just pops up.
Just out of nowhere.
Right. And her son sees it and goes, "Hey, you should apply for this documentary class." So she applies, proposes a film about the unhoused community she's been serving.
The very people she was just helping.
Exactly. And out of over 20 applicants, she gets selected, all in like a matter of days.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, it just perfectly shows how God often leads through these subtle nudges.
Not a giant neon sign.
Right. It requires the courage to move before you have every detail.
Oh.
If she had demanded a 10-year plan, she wouldn't have taken the documentary class.
Absolutely. But, following those breadcrumbs brings up a totally new problem.
The growth phase.
Yeah. You have to shed your old survival identity. It's honestly exactly like updating your computer's operating system.
Oh, that's a great way to put it.
Like, the old software was great for the old system, but if you try to run it on the new OS, the whole thing just crashes.
She calls that carrying the residue. She compares it to the Israelites leaving Egypt. Like, they physically left Egypt quickly, but it took them 40 years to get Egypt out of their mindset.
Wow, yeah. And she realized she was doing that in her own life. She caught herself making these tiny choices, like what to eat for dinner, based on her ex-partner's preferences.
Even though he wasn't there anymore.
Exactly. And the saddest part was realizing that some of her friends started to fade away as she healed.
Because her trauma gave them a role to play.
Right. They liked feeling important, like they were the saviors. And when she didn't need saving anymore, it bounced.
Which is why she brings up that amazing metaphor, stepping out of a dark theater into the bright sun.
Oh, yes. It's so blinding at first.
And her ultimate advice for this is iconic. She basically says, if someone complains that your shine is too bright, just hand them sunglasses.
Just hand them sunglasses. I love that so much.
Because we often confuse humility with hiding. We think we have to shrink down to make other people comfortable, but that just suppresses the unique gifts we're supposed to be sharing.
Right, you're just self-sabotaging at that point. So what does this all mean? We get to this final realization in the reset journey, and it's kind of heavy.
It really is.
It's like we all want the crown, right?
Yeah.
But are we actually strong enough to carry the weight of it? She asked this brilliant question: can you stand the rain? Like REIGN.
This raises an important question, really, for anyone listening. Have you considered the responsibility of your reward?
The hidden costs.
Exactly. Dealing with silent envy, the pressure to steward your new influence, and then you have that internal voice, the imposter syndrome, whispering that you aren't really healed or you aren't good enough.
It's the old operating system trying to reboot.
Yes! It's this beautiful tension she described. You're watching your promises be fulfilled, but you're simultaneously fighting off the urge to self-sabotage because it's so unfamiliar.
But she points out that the extreme pain of the former season was actually strength training.
To build those faith muscles.
Exactly. It was building the capacity you need to carry the visibility and responsibility of the new season.
It's just so profoundly true.
It really is. So if you're listening to this today and you feel like you are trapped in a comma, just remember, it is not a dead end.
Not at all.
It is a highly active space. You have to locate yourself, drop the heavy baggage, serve others, follow those tiny breadcrumbs, and shed the old you so you have the strength to handle the reward.
We've talked entirely about how to navigate your own comma today, but I want to leave everyone with this to mull over. Look around you. Who in your life is currently trapped in the pause, standing at their own comma, and how might your newly discovered light be the exact breadcrumb they need to find their way forward?